Om. 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 ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्ट्वागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत् हरि ओम तत्सत् हरि ओम तत्सत्. So we have all read Ramayana, or we have listened to it right from the childhood, and we know that the great king Dasharatha, he had four sons. So Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. So they were the great four sons, and at that time, at the age of 5 or so, the education would start in Gurukul. उस समय गुरुकुल पद्धति थी. तो ये जो चारों दशरथ के पुत्र थे वो गुरुकुल में गए. 12 साल के लिए ये गुरुकुल में थे. So 12 years at least they have to be in Gurukul, and by the way that was the best system. Today the education system which we have is given to us by Lord Macaulay, who wanted to have only clerks for their administration. And therefore, in our system of education, which we are learning, which we are having right now, we have engineers, we have doctors, we have many learned people and all that. But in this system, nobody tells how to control anger, how to behave in the society, how to adjust with other people. जीवन विद्या नहीं सिखाते हैं, only academics. And that is why we find that slowly and slowly the bond between the parents and the children is going. We are having nuclear families, and that is what we find in the most advanced countries like America and Europe. The children after graduation and so, and once they are on the job, they do not even know where are their parents, how they are living, hardly any connection between the parent and the children. That is the modern education system. Doesn't care for values, doesn't care for love, affection, family bondages. That is why there are more and more nuclear families. Well, let us come back to our own thing. So they graduated in the Gurukula system, and after coming back from graduation, King Dasharatha was very happy, and he asked his children that since you have graduated, what do you want? I am prepared to give what you want. So Ram, the greatest among the sons, he says, I want to go around the country and see many people. बहुत सारे तीर्थ क्षेत्र है, हमारा भारतवर्ष बहुत बड़ा है और अलग अलग स्थानों में जाना चाहता हूँ, अनुभव लेना चाहता हूँ. So this is also one of the greatest parts of education, that you go to different places, interact with the people, see the people, understand them, see the things. So that is how all the four brothers, they went on pilgrimage sort of a thing. And after coming back from that pilgrimage, Rama was a little withdrawn type of individual. हम्म, ये जब उनकी यात्रा पूर्ण हुई और जब वापस आ गए घर में, तो राम जो था वो जैसा पहले था वैसा नहीं रहा. He was a prince. He should have been engaging himself in luxurious items. He should have behaved like a prince. लेकिन वो अकेला अकेला रहना शुरू किया, चुप चुप रहना शुरू किया. And he was a meditative type and withdrawn type altogether. Dasharatha could not understand what has gone wrong with this, and he was a little worried also, because he was the eldest son, and obviously the kingdom will go to him. At that time, it was the thing, and he was the most suitable candidate for becoming the next king and all that.
उद्या ठाणे येथे विस्तृत वादळ.
Hello, but then if the prince himself becomes withdrawn and all, how he is going to run the kingdom? So King Dasharatha was also really worried about this child. It was at that time that the great sage Vishwamitra came from Siddhashrama. Siddhashrama was in Pataliputra, like Patna now. So he came to Dasharatha, and Dasharatha was very happy. He welcomed the great sage, and he was so overwhelmed with joy that Vishwamitra has come to his kingdom. And so he served him very well, and he said that whatever you ask, I am prepared to do, sir, for you. So he says, you have now promised me to do whatever I want. I want Rama and Lakshmana to come to my ashram, because I am going to have a big yajna. हम्म, बहुत बड़ा यज्ञ मैं करने वाला हूँ. और वो यज्ञ में बहुत सारे राक्षस, बहुत सारे असुर बाधा डालते हैं, और मैं तो यज्ञ में रहूंगा. तो इसके लिए वो असुरों से यज्ञ का संरक्षण करने के लिए मुझे राम और लक्ष्मण की जरूरत है. दिस टू, प्लीज गिव मी दिस टू. एंड दशरथ वाज सो शॉक्ड. He said, you please ask anything else, but not. They are very young people. I will send the army there if you want, and I will take care of it if you want. And please don't ask for my young boys. They are too young for this. Please excuse me. He said, nothing doing. You have already agreed to this, and you should send these two. And I am sure about them. I know. I will also teach them the Shastra Vidya, Brahmastra and other things. At that time, even Vishwamitra knew. It was destined actually that Rama and Lakshmana will go there, because Shastrastra Vidya was mainly given to Rama and Lakshmana by Vishwamitra, who himself was a king before becoming sage. He himself was a great king, so he knew Shastrastra Vidya, and even what we call as Brahmastra, greatest among the Astras is Brahmastra. So he said, I will teach them everything. You don't have to worry. But Dasharatha was hesitating. So it was at that time that Vasishtha Muni, the guru of Rama, he came there and he said that you don't worry, let them go with Vishwamitra, and let them serve him. They will also learn by that way. Now, Rama was a very obedient child, really speaking. But then it was very strange that he refused to comply on this particular occasion. And he said that I don't have the right frame of mind because I have gone through the whole country. I have seen during my travels, I saw that everyone is suffering, the rich, the poor, the young, the old. Everything in the world is perishing. Everything in this world is transitory. And I am not understanding the purpose of life itself. I am not understanding what is this life, how to deal with the problems of life. And I am not in the right frame of mind to go and protect the yajna. That is what he said in short. Then Vishwamitra himself, he told Rama that you spend few days with Vasishtha Rishi, who will answer all your questions. And when you are in the right frame of mind, then you come to my ashram. Then I will teach you more about the weapons and shastrastra vidya and other things. So that is how it was Vishwamitra's suggestion that Rama should spend some time with Vasishtha Muni. And that is how he went to Vasishtha Rishi's ashram. And then many questions, many dialogues, they happened between Vasishtha and Rama. All aspects of life they discussed. Everything about life they discussed. Okay. And that dialogue later on became what we call today as Yoga Vasishtha, the great scripture which is Yoga Vasishtha, which was then collected by sage Valmiki. You know, Valmiki Rishi, who has written Ramayana, is also the author of Yoga Vasishtha. By the way, this great work, Yoga Vasishtha, this voluminous work, which is known as Yoga Vasishtha, is also called as Maharamayana. It is also known as Arsha Ramayana. It is also known as Jnana Vasishtha. It is also known as Vasishtha Ramayana. So there are many different, titles for the same book. Maharamayana, Arsha Ramayana, Jnana Vasishtha, Vasishtha Ramayana. But in general, the most popular name is Yoga Vasishtha. And it has got 32,000 stanzas or 64,000 lines. Such a voluminous work, Yoga Vasishtha. बहुत ही बड़ा ग्रंथ है जिसमें 64,000 लाइन्स है, 32,000 श्लोक है, and so many stories. It is full of stories, it is full of similes, it is full of metaphors. And sometime back when I was in our Kashmir ashram, our means Vivekananda Kendra's ashram, I mean Kashmir, there were 10 volumes of Yoga Vasishtha. I started reading it. They are stories like Arabian Nights. You know, when you read the stories in Yoga Vasishtha like Arabian Nights, from one story, another story comes, from that, another story comes, from that, third story comes, and you really don't know where you are going and where the story has begun. So, very wonderful, actually. Similar to really Arabian Nights and all that. But then, if they are meditated upon, the book is bound to lead the spiritual aspirant to self realization. You know, one of the great Swamis, Swami Ramatirtha, Swami Ramatirtha was a professor of mathematics at Lahore University. Hmm. At that time, his name was Tirtharam, Professor Tirtharam, and he was professor of mathematics, highly intelligent, tremendously intelligent. And when Swami Vivekananda visited Lahore, he attended his lecture. When he attended his lecture, he had a tremendous anubhava. He had tremendous experience. He was sitting in the hall listening to Swami Vivekananda, and he saw that one flame arose from Vivekananda's heart and entered into his heart. उन्होंने प्रोफेसर तीर्थराम ने ऐसा महसूस किया कि एक ज्योति प्रकट हो रही है स्वामी विवेकानंद के हृदय से और उनके अपने हृदय में वो प्रवेश कर रही है. एंड ही वॉज ए चेंज पर्सन आफ्टर दैट. Then he took to sannyasa. He became Professor Ram Tirtha. And then he also traveled in America and Europe, a very powerful orator. He became extremely popular in Europe and America. But anyway, coming back to our Yoga Vasishtha, what Swami Ramatirtha says in one of his greatest lectures in America, he said that Yoga Vasishtha is one of the greatest books ever written under the sun. And then he said that nobody on the earth can read without realizing the God consciousness. One who listens to Yoga Vasishtha, one who reads Yoga Vasishtha, one who meditates on the teachings of Yoga Vasishtha is bound to get God realization. That is what Swami Ramatirtha he said, and that is how many people have said like that. Now, since Yoga Vasishtha is such a vast book, 32,000 shlokas and all that, it was condensed and it was then called as Laghu Yoga Vasishtha. A Kashmiri Pandit, Gauda Abhinanda. Kashmiri Pandit, his name was Gauda Abhinanda. He brought out a concise copy of Yoga Vasishtha, summarized the entire philosophy of Yoga Vasishtha. But even this Laghu Yoga Vasishtha has 6,000 shlokas. Even in Laghu Yoga Vasishtha, there are 6,000 stanzas. So this is what really the outer line of Yoga Vasishtha. And then it has 6 prakaranas. Yoga Vasishtha, this great book is divided into 6 prakaranas. Vairagya prakarana, Mumukshu prakarana, Utpatti prakarana, Sthiti prakarana, Upashama prakarana, and Nirvana prakarana. So there are 6 prakaranas, great volumes really speaking. So Vairagya prakarana, it describes the state of dispassion. That is the first sign for spiritual. Unless you are detached, you cannot have the spiritual experiences. Vairagya prakarana. Mumukshu Vyavahara prakarana, or simply Mumukshu prakarana. How the intense desire, Mumukshutva means intense desire for liberation. Who can get that intense desire for liberation? That desire is so intense that one is not prepared to compromise for any other thing than liberation. That is Mumukshu Prakarana. Utpatti Prakarana, it speaks about the creation of the world, how this world has come into existence. तो उत्पत्ति प्रकरण में जगत किस प्रकार जगत की निर्मिति हुई इसके बारे में चर्चा उत्पत्ति प्रकरण में है. स्थिति प्रकरण में हाउ द वर्ल्ड इज सस्टेन्ड, जो ये जगत बना हुआ है उसकी स्थिति कैसी होती है. हु लुक्स आफ्टर द हाउ, what are the laws of this universe, how the universe runs, that is in sthiti prakarana. Upashama prakarana, this elaborates upon the dissolution of the world, how the worldly experience can be annihilated. इसका उपशम कैसा होता है, इसे शांति कैसे मिलती है, ये उपशम प्रकरण में बताया गया है. And most of the chapters which we are going to study in Yoga Vasishtha, they are related to Upashama Prakarana. because that gives sadhana actually. How to calm down the mind, how to silence the mind, how to how we are able to withdraw from the world and be with ourselves. So that is the main thing in Upashama Prakarana. So we intend to take actually 3 4 chapters from Upashama Prakarana only. Next time onwards we are going to discuss chapter 78 from Upashama Prakarana and some few more chapters also from Upashama Prakarana, because that is the main sadhana is described in this Upashama Prakarana. And then Nirvana Prakarana, the last Prakarana, it talks about the liberation and the state of liberation. जीवन मुक्त कैसा होता है, विदेह मुक्त कैसा होता है, what is the state of liberation itself. So that is in Nirvana Prakarana. So these are the 6 type of Prakaranas or chapters in Yoga Vasishtha. Now today I am going to talk a little about the central theme of Yoga Vasishtha, the central philosophy of Yoga Vasishtha. योगा वशिष्ठ की जो जो तत्वज्ञान है, जो मूल तत्वज्ञान है, तत्वज्ञान का जो द हार्ट of the Yoga Vasishtha philosophy. That is what we are going to discuss today. Yoga Vasishtha says so. Yoga Vasishtha uh, is full of Advaita Siddhanta. The first thing we have to understand is the main philosophical theme of Yoga Vasishtha is Advaita Siddhanta. Yoga Vasishtha का जो तत्व ज्ञान है वो अद्वैत सिद्धांत पर आधारित है और वो हमने जानना चाहिए. So according to Advaita Siddhanta, Yoga Vasishtha says that behind the variety and plurality of objects perceived in the world, there is all-embracing unity. This is a this is the thing which we have also learned in Ashtavakra Gita. Hmm? Ashtavakra Gita and Yoga Vasishtha have many things in common. The Ajatavada Siddhanta, which we learned in Ashtavakra Gita, is also Ajatavada Siddhanta in Yoga Vasishtha. These two texts, they adopt the same Ajatavada Siddhanta. And both they have this Advaita Siddhanta as the main theme, main heart of the text. So in fact, it's sort of continuation of the Ashtavakra Gita or Advaita Siddhanta itself, which is very difficult to digest. You know, when Yoga Vasishtha is saying that behind the variety and plurality of the objects which we perceive in the world, there is an all-embracing unity. ये तो सोचने के लिए ठीक लगता है, वो बुद्धि के स्तर पर ठीक लगता है, लेकिन व्यावहारिक स्तर पर तो बिल्कुल विरोधाभास है. क्योंकि हम जो जीवन जी रहे हैं उसमें तो अनेकता ही देख रहे हैं. इवन राइट नाउ आल्सो यू आर सीइंग मी, यू आर सीइंग सो मेनी ऑब्जेक्ट्स इन द यूनिवर्स. We are coming across so many people, so many animals, mountains, oceans, trees. What we come across is plurality. In fact, we have not seen unity at all. एकत्व का तो हमको अनुभूति आया नहीं है. हमारी जो अनुभूति अब तक की पूरी अनुभूति अनेकता की है. और योग वशिष्ठ बता रहा है, अद्वैत सिद्धांत बता रहा है कि इसके पीछे एकत्व ही है, एकत्व ही सच्चाई है. इट इज वन विदाउट सेकंड, इट इज एकम एवा द्वितीय. Now, how is it possible? How is it possible that when we are experiencing the multiplicity in the world, how can we believe that there is only oneness? जब अनेकता का अनुभव हमको शुरू से ही आ रहा है, अभी भी आ रहा है, कैसा हम मान सकते हैं कि सब कुछ एक ही है? योग वशिष्ठ it gives so many clues in order to understand it. You know, one of the clues which it gives is that the objective world is a manifestation of mind. One of the Siddhanta, you are seeing multiplicity because you are looking at the world through your mind. हम जगत की अनुभूति कैसी कर रही है? मन के द्वारा। मन के द्वारा में मन, इंद्रिय, बुद्धि, अंतःकरण द्वारा हम जगत की अनुभूति कर रही है और इसलिए हमको अनेकता दिखाई दे रहे हैं। अनदर सिद्धांत और another very big point in yoga Vasishtha philosophy, word is a projection of mind. Again, very difficult to digest, very difficult to accept. Word is a projection of mind. Mind only creates the world. जो जगत हम देख रहे हैं वो जगत हमारा मन ही जगत उत्पन्न कर रहा है. Very difficult to digest, and we should not, you see, Yoga Vasishtha and Indian philosophy in general doesn't say that you accept it because we are saying it. भारतीय तत्व ज्ञान में ऐसा कभी भी नहीं कहा गया है कि शास्त्रों में लिखा है इसलिए मान जाओ, हम कह रहे हैं इसलिए मान जाओ, ऋषि कह रहे हैं इसलिए मान जाओ. वो कहते हैं कि इट विल बी योर, you have to really arrive. We are giving you the final conclusion that there is only one without second. You can also see it for yourself. You can also arrive at yourself. Why you have to arrive at that particular conclusion? If you want to solve the problems of life, if you really feel that you are suffering, if you feel the tensions and stresses of your life, if you feel that there are so many distractions, apparently I have everything. Hmm. Now, if we look at our own life, apparently we have good house, we have sufficient money to maintain ourselves. There is no constraint about money. Money is not a big problem for us. We are satisfied type of people. We have children who are well placed children. They are very well educated, no problem. Even having everything which a person can have in this world, this was the problem of Ram or Ye. We don't have that satisfaction. We don't have that calmness. Something is missing. Something is missing. Ask anybody in this world, if he is sincere to himself, problems are not solved. Newer and newer problems are coming. If one problem is over, another problem comes. Physical problems, ailments may come. If we go to the doctor, cure the ailments, then some clash with the neighbor will be another problem. Then political problem. We know in the last month, I'm sure that almost all of us must have been disturbed by whatever happened in the election and the results and all that. I don't want to discuss it at all today. But the external situation disturbs us very much. So many might have gone under depression also, because of all that happened in India and in our political system and all that. Hundreds of problems, and problems never get over. Why? Yoga Vasishtha says that if you are concerned about solving those problems, then you have to come to us. You have to accept the situation. We have to accept what we are saying and work upon it. So we are saying that you are only creating these problems. Your mind only is creating the word. Yoga Vasishtha gives two beautiful examples. He says that you believe that the world is real. What happens to you in the dream? In the dream also, so long as the dream is going on, it is all real. अगर मुझे ऐसा सपना आता है कि मैं अपने दोस्तों के साथ कहीं बाहर गांव गया हूँ, उस होटल में गया हूँ, खा रहा हूँ, बात कर रहा हूँ, it is all real, very much real. So long as the dream is going on, whatever happens in the dream is real. Only when I wake up, I know that, oh, it was only a dream, it was unreal. जब तक सपना है तब तक हमको ऐसा लगता ही है कि सब कुछ जो हो रहा है वो सत्य ही है, असत नहीं लगता। जाग जाने से हमको ऐसा लगता है कि ये असत था। दैट इज वाई द उपनिषद से उत्तिष्ठत जागृत प्राप्य वरान निबोधत। दैट इज व्हाट कठोपनिषद विल से। उत्तिष्ठत जागृत। Even in the so-called wakeful state, we are not really awake. According to Yoga Vasishtha, according to Upanishad, the so-called wakeful state is really not a wakeful state at all. Now, again, the second example is of deep sleep. You know, in deep sleep, there is no mind and there is no word. अगर हम सुषुप्ति अवस्था में रहते हैं तो ना वहाँ मन रहता है और इसलिए ना वहाँ जगत रहता है। All the problems they vanish once you are in deep sleep. No problems at all. You may have hundreds of problems, anxieties, worries, tensions. Once you go to sleep, no problem, no tension, no worry, no word. Even the terminal cancer patients in the hospital, all the time worried. If you go to them, they will only cry. All sorts of negative things are there with them. But if they sleep, once they sleep, no problem at all because the word has vanished, problems have vanished. In deep sleep, there is no word. So now what they say is there can be a state of consciousness in which you can actually see that the world doesn't exist. When if the mind is not there, the world is not there. Say, इन स्टेट ऑफ अमनस्क स्थिति में जगत की अनुभूति नहीं आती है। इसलिए योगियों को समाधि स्थिति में जगत की अनुभूति नहीं आती है। जस्ट एज वी डोंट एक्सपीरियंस द वर्ल्ड इन सुषुप्ति अवस्था, इन डीप स्लीप, द yogis do not experience the world when they are in samadhi. So in samadhi also there is no word at all. Now, having accepted this position to certain extent, we will say that, okay, if you say that mind is producing the word, my mind produces one word, another mind will produce another word, third mind will produce third word. Then what about the common things which all of us see in the world, experience in the world? What about the common ideas in the world? Now, Deepak Bhai, that chart which I have sent, if it is there, you can put it on the screen so that we can discuss about it. Deepak
Okay.
Bhai, that chart about the origin of the word, which is there, if it comes on the screen, we will be able to discuss. So what about the common ideas? We all see the same sun, the same moon, the same stars and galaxies, same mountains, same ocean. If my mind created the world and another's mind created another world, how there can be common things in the world? So that is very, very penetrating question, very valid question. कि अगर मन, if the world is a projection of mind, I produce my world, you produce your world. As many minds are there, so many worlds will be there. And how there can be same experience to so many minds? We don't have any doubt whether sun is existing or not, whether stars are existing or not, whether the oceans are there. All these common ideas, they are there in all the minds. How is it possible? So that is something which is now answered in the main theme of Yoga Vasishtha. I hope you are able to see the chart which is there on your screen, and it will be there on your mobile also, I believe. So in the central theme of Yoga Vasishtha, he says that there is absolute reality which we call as Brahman. Hmm? Brahman is the absolute reality. This Brahman is Nirguna Nirakara. It is without any characteristics, without any form, without anything. निर्गुण निराकार ब्रह्म, ये सबसे ऊपर है. From this nirguna brahma, which is absolute reality, which is absolute reality, comes what we call as saguna brahma. So from nirguna nirakara brahma comes what we call as Ishvara and Maya. So nirguna nirakara brahma creates Ishvara and Maya. Maya is the creative power of this Brahman. जो माया है वो सृजन शक्ति है, ब्रह्म की सृजन शक्ति, क्रिएटिव पावर is the Maya, and Ishvara is the consciousness which is there everywhere in the world, supreme consciousness. Okay, out of that creative power of Maya, Maya has two powers actually, the Vikshepa Shakti and Avarana Shakti. These are the two Shaktis of Maya. Vikshepa Shakti means power of distraction. Avarana Shakti means power of covering. So what Advaita Siddhanta tells is Maya covers the reality and Maya projects the unreal. What happens due to Maya? माया ये सृजन शक्ति है, लेकिन ये सृजन शक्ति में दो और शक्तियां ऐसी है, एक को आवरण शक्ति कहते हैं, वो सत्य के ऊपर आवरण है. That is why we do not know the final truth, because it is covered by Maya. Unless we cross the ocean of Maya, we shall not be able to see the absolute reality, the Brahman. Not only it covers the truth, not only it covers the absolute reality, but it projects something which is unreal. विक्षेप शक्ति वो सत्य को ढक देती है और असत को प्रस्तुत करती है. वो असत क्या है? That is the changing world which we see. So Maya hides Brahman, the absolute reality, and projects the world, ever changing world, which is unreal. Okay, so that is what Maya is. And this Maya also has two more dimensions, space and time. माया में दिक और काल ये दो है, and that is how once the Maya projects the world, time dimension comes into play. So everything happens in time. We are living in the past, present, and future. The flow of time is one of the aspects of Maya. We live in the world of time, Kala. This is one dimension. And Dik, the space in which the world is existing. All the things, space is something which accommodates the things in the world. Space is required. It is only because of space that we are seeing the division. हम एक दूसरे से अलग, if everything is one, why we are seeing multiplicity? Multiplicity comes due to space. How I have 5 fingers, it is only one hand, it has 5 fingers. How I am differentiating between one finger and another finger? Because of the space between two fingers. It is the space which divides the thing from one to another. ये जो अवकाश है, ये जो स्पेस है, उसके कारण एक चीज दूसरे चीज से अलग लगती है. That is one of the causes of multiplicity in the world. Though everything is one, अनेकता, एकता में अनेकता पैदा होने का एक कारण आकाश है, स्पेस है, और दूसरा कारण टाइम है. So time and space are also creation of this Maya. So from absolute Brahman comes Maya, creative power, Maya and Ishvara, that is Saguna Brahma. From Nirguna Nirakara Brahma comes Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma has Ishvara and Maya. Maya has Vikshepa Shakti and Avarana Shakti, because of which it produces the world, and it also has another two dimensions of Dikkala, time and space. And that is why everywhere in the world, what we experience is time and space and division and multiplicity. Now, out of this creative power, first comes what we call as cosmic mind, which is called as Brahma, the creator, Brahma. It is also known as cosmic mind. वैश्विक मन निर्माण होता है. Cosmic mind is also known as Brahma. You should be able to distinguish between Brahman and Brahma. Brahman is the supreme reality, which is one without second. Brahma is actually the creator of this particular world. Okay, and we know that this Brahma only has given the Vedas to the world. The knowledge has come from Brahma. It is the cosmic mind. It is the universal consciousness we talk about. All the ideas which are there in the cosmic mind, they are the common ideas. That is the answer why, when the mind is producing the world, how we have common experiences in the world. So Yoga Vasishtha says all those ideas which are there in the cosmic mind, they are also the ideas in the individual mind. Okay. So individual mind, Vayaktik Mana, has two parts. वैयक्तिक मन दो विभाग है, एक वैश्विक मन और एक वैयक्तिक मन.
अरे सर वाले just
देयर इज सम नॉइज प्लीज. ओके, सो वैश्विक मन में जो भी कुछ है वो सभी मनों में है. All the minds in the world, they will see the same sun, the same moon, same sky, same galaxies, same oceans, all the common ideas, all the universal ideas, they come from the cosmic mind. They are common to all. And it is because of that we are able to interact with each other. एक दूसरे के साथ जो संवाद होता है, it is because we have the same cosmic mind in all of us. Okay. But in addition to the cosmic mind, I also have individual mind. In that individual mind, I have got emotions, I have got anger, jealousy, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. That is my individual, my emotions. My emotions may not really affect you. You know, if I am sad, you need not become sad. It is my mind, it is my individual life. That is Vayaktika Mana. So, such innumerable individual minds come. So, absolute Brahman, which is Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, out of that, Saguna Brahma, which has Ishvara plus Maya, out of that, the cosmic mind, which we call as Brahma, all the common universal ideas, they are in the cosmic mind. Out of that, innumerable minds. In all the individual innumerable minds come. All these individual minds, they function with two forces, which are very important for us, which are we are going to have those two forces again and again, and that is prana, spanda, and vasana. I will not elaborate on that right now because we are going to really discuss that in detail. Prana spanda means vibration of prana, vibration of the universal energy, which is known as prana spanda. Vasana is the basic desire which everybody has. Everybody has desire. One of the most basic desires which is there in everybody is I want to live, I want to survive. हर एक जीव में जीने की इच्छा तो रहती है, बाकी कुछ इच्छा वो जीने की इच्छा से इफ आई वांट टू सर्वाइव आई वांट फूड, so another desire comes for food, and not only food I want entertainment, and so many desires originate from that basic desire to survive. Vasana. Okay. So pranaspanda and vasana, they are the two forces which move the mind. And when the individual mind moves, individual world is created. So if the world is same, why we have different experiences in the world? For somebody, world is a very happy place. If you ask somebody, how are you? How is the world? Oh, beautiful. If he's a young man who has fallen in love and is going to get married and जो ओ स्वर्ग है यार, ये जिंदगी तो बिल्कुल स्वर्ग है, बहुत अच्छा लगता है. And another person who has lots of problems, he says, oh horrible this world, I don't know, I sometimes feel like committing suicide in this world, I don't want to live in this world at all. For him, the same word which is like Swargaloka for one person is Narakaloka for another person. And many of the people will say it is full of bore. I don't know why I live. I am living because I am not dying. It is so boring. Boredom. You know, why it is like that? It is because of the individual minds. The state of mind decides the type of experiences which you have in the world. So this is the general theme of Yoga Vasishtha. Now, what is this mind actually? ये मन क्या है? Mind projects the world. According to mind, you will have experiences of the world. That is what Yoga Vasishtha said. And that is why actually when we have all learned Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali defines yoga as chitta vritti nirodha. Why Patanjali should say that there should be chitta vritti nirodha? So long as what is word? Chitta vrittis are really word. We are getting the experience of the world only because of chitta vrittis. अलग अलग वृत्तियां ही हमारी अलग अलग अनुभूतियां हैं. और अगर चित्तवृत्ति का निरोध हो जाएगा, इफ देयर इज नो माइंड, ओनली प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस विल रिमेन, ओनली पुरुषा विल रिमेन. तदा द्रष्टु स्वरूपे अवस्थानम, हमें स्वरूपावस्था का ज्ञान हो जाएगा. वृत्ति सारूप्यम इतरत्र, इन ऑल अदर स्टेट्स वी आर आइडेंटिफाइंग विद द स्टेट ऑफ माइंड. अभी आप कैसे हो, जैसा आपका मन, या मति सा गतिर भवेत. दैट इज समथिंग ब्यूटिफुली वी लर्न इन अष्टावक्र गीता. अष्टावक्र से या मति सा गतिर भवेत, जैसी तुम्हारी सोच है वैसा ही तुम्हारा जीवन है. जैसे तुम्हारा विचार, जैसा तुम्हारा मन, वैसा तुम्हारा जगत. अगर मन चंगा है तो जगत चंगा है, अगर मन बिगड़ गया जगत बिगड़ गया. If the mind is depressed, everything is depressed, everything is negative. Ya mati sa gatir bhavet. That is what we learned in Ashtavakra Gita. What is this mind? So that is something which is the next topic I want to discuss. What are the functions of mind? So that is why you see the beauty of Yoga Vasishtha, and the more you read about it, you more how they are able to analyze so beautifully. It is psychology par excellence. Psychology goes nowhere near it, I tell you. We have read sufficient psychology of Freud, of Jung, of Adler, and of Alport, and so many Western psychology we have learned. Lot of course, they have done lot of work. I don't, I don't mean belittling those great scientists, but generally focus on the mental disorders. You know, the Western psychology is focused on psychological disorders, mental disorders. but not really about what the mind can achieve, the spiritual aspect of mind, what heights mind can reach. Hardly any discussion about that. How to focus the mind, how to silence the mind, almost nothing about that. Anyway, what is mind is so here in Yoga Vasishtha, beautifully he has given different functions of the mind. What we call as mind, antakarana, chitta. So it acts as buddhi, intellect, when it knows something definitely. We call it buddhi when you know something definitely. निश्चयात्मका बुद्धि. बुद्धि की विशेषता क्या है? Once you know it through intellect, you don't have any doubt about the thing. बुद्धि निश्चयात्मिका होती है, बुद्धि निश्चित करती है कि ये यही है. I don't have any doubt about it. So when you know something definitely, you call it as intellect. You call the same mind as ahankara, ego, when you are aware of the individual existence. उसी को हम अहंकार भी बोलते हैं. जब मैं हूं ये भाव, मैं और मेरा, ये भाव जब पैदा होता है तो उसको हम अहंकार कहते हैं. मी एंड माइंड, दिस इज मी, दिस इज माय बॉडी, दिस इज माय माइंड, दिस इज माय ओपिनियन, this is my house, this is my family, mine. So all me and mine, that is ahankara. It is also called chitta when it has a lot of distraction or fickleness. These are the Yoga Vasishtha terminology we are using. Don't bring in Patanjali chitta in that. This is the chitta where the fickleness or distractions are there. We know that chanchalatva, मन का ये स्वभाव, ये चंचलम ही मन कृष्ण प्रमाति बलवत दृढ़म तस्याहम निग्रहम मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम. मन तो चंचल होता ही है, तो ये चंचल जो होता है उसको चित्त कहते हैं. चित्त. देन कर्म और एक्टिविटी, व्हेन इट मूव्स towards a desired end. Mind only decides, I want to become a graduate, and therefore you go to the school, have some 10, 20 years of education, and achieve that goal of graduation, post graduation, PhD. This is karma part of mind. You decide you want to become rich or you want to have job. सो व्हेन दिस, ये प्रेरणा जो है वो मन में ही उत्पन्न होती है. जब ऐसी प्रेरणा मन में उत्पन्न होती है तो उस प्रेरणा को हम कर्म ऐसा कहते हैं. सो कर्म इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ माइंड. कल्पना, imagination is another aspect of mind. Imagining about object, thinking about object, visualizing the object, kalpana. Generally in the poets, in the authors, in the artist, जिस जिसमें कल्पना शक्ति ज्यादा है, वो चित्रकार हो सकता है, वो संगीतकार हो सकता है, वो लेखक हो सकता है, वो कवि हो सकता है. कल्पना, because they can imagine the thing. Vasana, just now we have seen that desire, longing for an object. I desire something. So then it becomes vasana. The same mind expresses itself as vasana. Same mind expresses itself as sense organs. Sense organs do not act on their own. When the mind proceeds through the sense organs towards the objects, then indriya sanniskarsha. Okay. So the indriyas, the functioning of the indriyas is also due to mind. मन के माध्यम से ही इंद्रियों की गतिविधि होती है. अगर मन नहीं है तो इंद्रियों की गतिविधि नहीं होती है. ये तो हम सब जानते हैं. अगर हम बहुत कोई चिंता में है, गहरी चिंता में है, और अगर हम रोड से जा रहे हैं तो कितनी गाड़ियां आती जाती रहती है, कितना बड़ा हॉर्न है, so much of noise. We are not really listening to that noise at all, though it is falling continuously in our ear. We are not watching the advertisements with the big boards which are there. We are not watching the cars which are going. So आंखें हैं लेकिन हम देखते नहीं है, कान है लेकिन हम सुनते नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि हम अलग चिंता में है. If the mind is withdrawn, the organs or the sense organs, even if they are there, there will not be any functioning of that. That is why mind only acts through the sense organs. And it is also known as prakriti or matter or creation of objects in the world. So this is one of the things that you see the objects in the world only because of the mind. There are really no objects in the world. I don't know whether you had joined that program, but last year we were discussing about the Western philosophy. This is not only Indian thought. This is called as idealism in the West. And so many people, it was Berkeley and Hume and Hegel, and all of them, they believed in the same way. Berkeley, in fact, he said that matter doesn't exist at all. हम लोग देख रहे हैं, पत्थर देख रहे हैं, पेड़ देख रहे हैं, प्राणियां देख रहे हैं. वो कहता था कि ये है ही नहीं. It is only because I see it exists there. Because I see it exists. It doesn't exist otherwise. There was a very funny dialogue which I will tell. I am tempted to tell that. वो बर्कली था जो बताता था कि बाहर की दुनिया है ही नहीं असल में. हम्म, मन मन ही ये सब निकालता है. तो उसका जो मित्र था ना, उसने क्या किया, बड़ा स्टोन लेके उसके पाँव पर मारा. उसको बहुत ज्यादा वेदना हो गई असल में. And he said that you say matter is not there, stone is not there, here is that stone. And he actually cried aloud. Say, why are you crying if the matter is not there? There was a very funny discussion, you know. Shankaracharya gave a very beautiful reply for that, but we will not go into it. So even Prakriti, the matter. So what are the functions of mind? The same mind acts as buddhi, as ahankara or ego, as chitta or fickleness, as karma or activity, as kalpana or imagination, as vasana or desire, as indriyas or the sense organs, and even as matter or prakriti. So that is what mind is. And this is the mind which really creates the world. And if there is no mind, there will not be any world. And therefore, how then we can stop the activity of mind? The two things which produce the mind are to be controlled. And they are prana, spanda and vasana. And that is why the chapters which we are going to learn, we are going to really see how prana, spanda and vasana can be brought under control to annihilate the mind. Manonasha, one of the greatest sadhana which is given in Yoga Vasishtha is Manonasha, elimination of mind, so that the world is eliminated. Why mind should be eliminated? If you eliminate the mind, if you eliminate the world, you know who you are. Otherwise, chitta vrittis are covering you all the time. You don't know your real nature. You don't know what they call as Atman, the reality which is very much within you all the time. It has never changed, but it has been covered because of Avarana Shakti. And because of Vikshepa Shakti, you have started feeling that I am the mind, I am the body, I am the senses, I am the intellect. And that is why you are seeing the multiplicity in the world. That is why you are experiencing stress, strain, misery in this particular world. And that is why elimination of mind is one of the sadhanas, important sadhanas in Yoga system. Well, it is already 9 o'clock. The time has passed. Kala is one of the aspects. I stop here with the prayer Next time onwards, we are going to start with chapter 78, Upashama Prakran ka 78th chapter. I have sent it and I think you will also receive it. And we may not discuss the whole because it will become too long, but at least the main important slokas of 78th chapter we shall start learning from next time. So I shall chant the prayer, but after that, if you have time, if Deepak Bhai has time, we can have discussion, also questions, answers. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat